All right, this is going to be the next video in making rolls. So, or in this case, attacks. So we've explained how you can do your strength attack, your dex attack, your spell attacks. So what happens if you roll a natural 20? Well, it's a critical hit, potentially. So if your natural 20, once you've added your bonus, would in fact hit, this is the key, which is going to be almost always, unless they've got a really high defense or a really high parry or they're, a really powerful creature or whatever. So assuming that the total beats their defense, it's a critical hit. If the total does not beat their defense, it is still a hit and you will do a singular point of damage. It's like you just managed to nick them. But in general, if you're fighting any sort of reasonable creatures and you roll a 20, you're gonna hit them, right? So it works exactly the same way calculating damage, except there is one extra roll. So if you roll a natural 20, everybody has a table here on the back called hit locations and wounds, because this is one of the features of why you might wear different types of armor, is that this is the only time it comes into play. Every other hit that is not a critical hit is assumed to be a body hit because you're hitting the primary armored location of your target, center mass, if you will. But on a critical hit, you're going to make another roll real quick. And then if I rolled a 4, I would look over here on my chart and I see a 4 hits on a humanoid, the lower right leg. And then I would see here I have a different defense bonus because I've hit now, and I've hit a specifically different armored part of the body. After that, I calculate the damage normally. The only other piece that's different is that the damage cap is doubled. So here, let's say we're attacking somebody and we hit in the lower right leg, and they've got a defense bonus of 14 there. And let's say I rolled my natural 20, and I've added my longsword bonus of 7. That's a 27, right? So now it's going to be 27 minus 14. So that would be 6 plus, so it'd be like 13 points of damage. So in this case, looking at Bronze Sheet, he can do 1 through 11. But because it's a critical hit, this number here is effectively doubled. Now, it is really difficult to get, obviously, those higher numbers, right? Because in order to get 20 points over somebody's defense, they would have to have almost no defense. And that could be a case. Maybe they're immobilized. So there's a number of ways where you can get those higher ranges. But the important thing is that that range is doubled. So in this case, I could go ahead and do that full 13 damage and then get my +2. So now it's 15 points of damage. So that's a critical hit. So hit location is important, and then the damage range is doubled. That's how critical hit works. So, all right. So that's hopefully pretty straightforward. And then let's move on to the next video. Thanks.